VitalHoops is for the culture.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to the VitalHoopsPodcast. My name is Fernando, aka International XB. I am your host. This is episode number 38, and as you can see, if you're watching, this is a special edition. For those of you listening, make sure you get to the YouTube to check it out. And we have a special guest, once again, my brother Pierre Jacobs from Train for Greatness.
Love.
Back on the podcast for the third time. What's up, P? How you doing, man?
And I'm great, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you, man.
You too, my brother. You too.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you here on the show once again for the third time. And we're going to get into some interesting topics, as always.
Let's do it.
But this being a special edition, we're going to jump from topic to topic, and it's going to be a nice fun podcast. First and foremost, this is August 2023, and we are celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, so I would encourage all the listeners and the people watching to go back to the last 3 podcasts and check it out. It's a 3-part series. We had some great guests, Elo Kush. We had Pablo Herrera, who's a pioneer in Cuban hip-hop, and we had Marcel P. Black, who's a Pan-Africanist MC and a high school teacher. So definitely go back and check out those 3 episodes. I also want to, it is Black August, you know what I mean? So for those of you who don't know about Black August, please educate yourself on Black August. It is a time to honor our freedom fighters and our political prisoners. So definitely, Black August is an important month. And last but not least, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Us as people of African descent, definitely is important to see what's going on right now in West Africa, specifically Niger and even Burkina Faso, Mali. There's a lot going on. So it's important to see what's going on that side of the world right now, because it is directly linked to us. So yeah, Pete, how you feeling, man?
Man, I feel great, bro. I'm happy to be here.
Dope. It's good to have you, man. So listen, we are here in France, in the city of Rennes, and my brother Pierre Jacobs from Train for Greatness is gonna talk a little bit about what he's doing here. So yeah, let's get into it, man. What's up?
So yeah, basically, I'm here to take the Montgermain team to, we're going to do their preseason. So we're going to make sure that we're working them hard, we're working them smart, but we want to elevate them to the next level. So that's the goal, right? That's what we're working for. Right. So we're going to go through a 4-week intense course, Train for Greatness, partnering with them, and we're going to crush it, and we're gonna have a good time, work hard, and we're going to bond together as a nice team, as a nice squad.
No doubt. I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah. Really, this all happened because, well, obviously, if you've been following the show, you know that Pierre and I played college basketball together. Mm-hmm. And, we always remain great friends. And so, as my basketball career is ending as a player, mm-hmm. And my coach is my main man, my brother, Junior Pewa, who's an international player for the Central African national team, etc. He's a great player, was a great player, and he's now coaching this team. It was important for us to have a good preseason, because, as you said, we want to take this little team, right? It's a little team that's looking to move up to the next level. You know what I mean? To become a good program, mm-hmm. right? To move up to this semi-pro level where interesting things start to happen. So it's definitely crucial for us to have a great preseason and to get the guys ready and to get the guys on board with this, with just a winning mentality.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a hard-working mentality. So it was perfect. You know what I mean? We got on a conference call, Pierre Jr. and I, and we talked it out, and everything just happened organically. You know what I'm saying? And so P is here today, and it's dope. We're gonna be working. So man, I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I'm glad to have you here.
But let me say, like, now that you say that, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, if you think about it, that's what Train for Greatness stands for, right? Mm. Like, we got a team that has an opportunity to move up to a higher level. So they're tapping into all the resources around them in order to get to that next level instead of using excuses like, oh, this is why we can't get to this level. No, they're like, hey, we believe we can get to this level.
Right.
They tap in and we work together, and our goal together is to get to the next level. And I think that says a lot about just people in life too. Like sometimes we have opportunities that might be right there, but we just got to grab a hold of them and not to be cliche, but train for greatness to get there.
No doubt. And so, yeah. It's real, man. It's real. Quick plug. You know what I mean? Check out these little shirts over here we got going on. So
we got the gear too.
Yeah, we got the gear. So definitely hit up my brother P on his IG. We're gonna have all the info as always down there in the description. Hit him up, DM, whatever if you're interested in getting some fresh athletic gear. You know what I'm saying? So for sure. But listen, we're gonna get into a few things. I want to start with the FIBA World Cup, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Basketball World Cup is right around the corner. I believe it actually starts tomorrow, and it's actually going to be played in the Philippines, in Japan, and Indonesia. And the competition is looking good, man. The game of basketball, man, has come a long way. You know, and I believe it's today actually the second most popular sport in the world next to soccer.
Okay.
You know, and it's come a long way, man. But the projected top teams ranked by the FIBA, I think in no particular order, but I think it's right now it is USA, France, Spain, Canada, Slovenia, Australia, and Germany. Right? These are supposed to be like really the top teams. USA is interesting. The roster that they sent, right, is interesting because obviously there's no LeBron, no Kyrie, no Steph Curry, no Damian Lillard, no Anthony Davis. You know, a lot of no KD. A lot of what we would consider to be the best players in the world are not out there. But the team is really good though. They've been gelling well. They played a couple like pre-tournament type games.
Okay.
I believe they won them all. They even played Spain, who's like one of the top teams, a very good team, and they won. So they really gelling. They looking good together. They have Jalen Brunson at the one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he's really tough, man. He had some great playoffs with the Knicks, and he's playing with his teammate Josh Hart. They also have Anthony Edwards. They have Brandon Ingram. They just have a very solid team all around, you know. And you got Kerr coaching them, Steve Kerr, and they even have
Spoelstra.
Spoelstra's assistant. So they looking solid. The team is looking solid. France is looking good. France is looking good as always. They're also a top team. They have Batum. You know, they have Evan Fournier who was getting no burn with the Knicks. You know, Tibbs sat him and he was getting no playing time, but he's a good player.
Yeah.
You know, Evan Fournier.
He's a baller. Right?
Yeah, he's a baller. They have Rudy Gobert down low. You know. And they have a young cat, man. France has this young cat named Francisco. Sylvain Francisco, who's a point guard, man, and he's really good. He's been on the rise. I believe he's playing in Greece or in Spain. I'm not sure right now where he's playing this season, but he's a very good player, man. He actually went to NBA Summer League. I believe he played with the Bucks.
Okay.
And he's with the national team now as well. France is looking good all around too. You got Spain as always. Spain is always a very good team. They play great team ball, and they have a bunch of veterans, and they're loyal to the team. So guys keep coming every year. So they always have a lot of veterans, and then they start bringing in young guys little by little.
Okay.
And they always keep a very good roster. You know, they got the Hernan Gomez brothers, who I believe are both in the NBA. Spain always a good squad with some strong veteran presence. You got Australia, who's supposed to be really good. Really? I don't know much about their squad. I just know they got Patty Mills. Whom I love, man. I love Patty Mills. Great player. They got Patty Mills, and they supposed to be really good. Canada has a bunch of NBA players, and they looking good as well.
Okay.
Yeah. They have R.J. Barrett from the Knicks. They got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They got Dylan Brooks. You know, they got a lot of NBA players. Canada got a lot of NBA players.
Okay.
And they're looking pretty solid. You got Slovenia, obviously led by Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Who's looking good, man. I don't know if you've seen him. He lost a lot of weight. He's been working out.
He's getting ripped up, right? Yeah,
he's been working out. I know even Kyrie Irving was hyped. He like posted him on his IG. Look at my teammate.
He's ready, bro.
Yeah, he's looking good. Luka Doncic's looking good. He's trying to lead his team to a trophy. Then you got other good teams are Germany, Greece. Greece, obviously, with Giannis.
Yeah,
with Giannis
yeah.
Antetokounmpo.
His brothers play in that?
His brothers, I'm not sure they're on the roster this year, but they
Okay.
have played for the national team as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure they're on this year. And then the one team that I'm looking forward to checking out, man, randomly is South Sudan, man.
Ooh,
South Sudan.
okay.
You know what's up with South Sudan, man? They this is their first year making a World Cup, and the president of the basketball federation in South Sudan is Luol Deng. And he's actually coaching them now.
Okay.
He's actually coaching them now, man.
Okay, all right.
South Sudan. So
That's a nice.
yeah, so
nice
shout out
coach.
to South Sudan squad, man. I hope they do good out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely looking forward to checking them out. So yeah, that's the FIBA World Cup. We're gonna be checking it out.
Yeah,
Throughout our preseason, we're
Of
gonna be
course.
watching the games.
Of course, yeah.
We'll be reporting on the next podcast. But anyway, man, let's talk NBA a little bit, man.
Okay,
because
let's do it.
Let's talk NBA because there has been some interesting, changes, some trades, some things. I want to start with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
There's some talk about the Warriors. Some people are already saying they're too old. They're not gonna win no more. You know what I'm saying? But Steph, I've been watching Steph throughout camp, working out, this and that. He's looking good as ever.
Yeah.
And they got CP3, obviously.
Yeah.
You know they got CP3. Some people say it can't work. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? How do you feel about CP3 coming to the Warriors? Do you think he can work into the... Do you see him as a backup? Do you see him starting with them? What do you think?
I mean, I feel like a guy at his level of professionalism can do whatever they need.
Word.
So I feel like he could start. I feel like he could back up. But either way, when you have a guy like CP3 on your team, it's only an asset. It's only an asset. Like, I know a lot of people are saying he's too old and all this, but that's,
I agree.
let's keep it real. Like, that's CP3, and people need to take that into consideration. He's a true baller, true leader, and he's only going to help a team.
No doubt. That's how I feel too, man. I just see CP3 as a winner, and especially at this time of his career, he just wants to win, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? His career is almost over. You know what I'm saying? And he wants to win a chip before he retires, man. So I think he's going to... If he comes off the bench and he's in the second unit, that's going to be dope. But if he starts, I think he can make it work too. You know what I'm saying? I think they can make it work too, because obviously his game right now doesn't look like what the Warriors style of basketball is. But as you said, like, he's such an experienced player, such a leader that I believe he can find ways to adjust. But if you ask me, yeah, I think he probably should come off the bench and play for the second unit.
Okay.
In order to not, quote unquote, disrupt what the Warriors already got going on.
Okay.
But if we look at what the projected starting lineup for the Warriors is, we're looking at CP3 and Steph, both of them in the backcourt. We're looking at Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond at the 5, like a small ball, right? But that would be a great team.
That's a great team. Yeah, that's a great team. Yeah.
I don't care what.
Yeah, I mean, the size is gonna affect you with some teams, but at the end of the day, like, it's the NBA. Yeah. You got all pros, you got top tier guys, you got champions.
No doubt.
Right? Yeah, I think it could work.
And it goes both ways. The size goes both ways because it can affect you, but it's also gonna affect them.
Yeah, because speed can kill, right? Like, speed can kill. So
no doubt. So Warriors, in my opinion, are definitely a contender. Yeah. Coming up for this season.
Of course.
Let's take a look at the Suns, right? The Suns are definitely another contender.
Okay.
They got Bradley Beal now in the backcourt with Booker. Okay. The Suns tried with CP3 a few years. They thought they had to make a change, but now that they got KD, Bradley Beal, and Booker in the backcourt, plus Josh Okogie, Durant, and Ayton at the 5. So that's a squad too, bro.
That's a nice team, yeah. That's a nice one.
That's a squad, Pete. What you think about that team?
Man, you know what? I like it. I mean, I'm a big Booker fan. I rock with the Suns. I like it, man. I like it.
I think they can make it happen. I think it's gonna depend also on how Bradley Beal adjusts to that team.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
And because he's been on the Wizards, he's kind of been like the man, quote unquote, for a while. And now he's gonna have to, play with the others. It's not his team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not his team anymore.
So, but let me ask you this: do you think they actually got better with the trades? Or you think they're about the same? Like, how do you feel about, like, if you had to rank them better or worse or even?
At first, I thought you losing CP3, that can only be a negative.
Okay.
Unless you get like Steph, or
right.
maybe Dame Dollar.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But to tell you the truth, now that I look at the roster with Bradley Beal, it's looking very good. I think they might have gotten better.
Okay.
If Bradley Beal
That's
can,
fair. Yeah.
if Bradley Beal can really gel into the squad, I think they might have gotten better because also you have to take into consideration Bradley Beal is no young buck, but he's still younger and fresher than CP3.
Okay.
That's to take into consideration that CP3 has been getting hurt in the playoffs.
True.
Kind of when
That's
his
true.
team I love CP3, but kind of when his team needs him the most, he's kind of been consistently getting hurt. During in crunch time in the playoffs.
We talked about that on the last podcast.
Absolutely.
Check that out.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Recover for Greatness with Pierre Jacobs. That's the last podcast we did together.
Check it out.
Yeah, we definitely spoke about recovery, and that's a good one. So yeah, definitely check that one out. But yeah, you know, I think.
So you feel like they gotten better though?
I think they got better.
Okay,
man.
okay.
I think they got better. Also, it's KD's second year, so now he's gonna feel like
that changes it.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna feel good. Him and Book, you know, are gonna be gelling together.
So I got a question. Whose team is it?
It's Booker's team because he's been. I think so because he's been there the longest. Like, you can't just KD. You can't just get there last year and be like, that's my squad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I still think it's Booker's team. That's the way you gotta look at it. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like KD better, but I think it's Booker's team.
Okay, all right.
And I believe KD, that's KD's greatness. He doesn't mind. I believe he doesn't care. I believe some players might have an ego.
Okay.
Because I believe, like, career-wise and everything, KD is better than Book. He has proven more. He's a champion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I don't think he minds. I think for him coming in, I think he would say it himself. I think, this is Booker's squad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes KD so great. The same way, remember when he came to the Warriors, he was like kind of in the back, like, yo, I'm here, but this is Steph's squad. And everybody was still getting their shots, but KD's so great that he fits into any system, man, and he just makes any squad better, man.
Yeah.
He just makes any squad great.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
I like that. I like that.
Know?
I agree.
But yeah, Suns definitely another contender. Denver Nuggets, man, defending champs. Defending champs. Going back to back is super difficult. I don't think people understand how hard that is. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult. There's been very few teams throughout history that have, you know, won back-to-back NBA championships.
Yep.
But the truth is the truth. Champion remains the champion until someone takes the crown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And they haven't changed much, man. They did lose one or two key pieces, but they starting lineup right now is looking like Jamal Murray, Caldwell Pope, Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and the Joker. That's a lineup, man. That's the starting five, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys, I saw them play in the last playoffs. They take care of business, man. They're not out there to play.
That's a championship team, bro. Like, you look at it, you're like, that's 5 champs. Like, it's gonna be legit, man.
They're a serious squad.
Yeah.
And you know, but now the thing that changes when you come back from winning the chip, now you got the target on your back every game.
Right.
So every game, dudes is going at their neck for sure. You know, but then you also got the confidence of like, listen, we the champs.
That's true. That
you know
balance,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we the champs. We believe in ourselves. We know we can beat anybody. And so it's going to be interesting to see them. You know, what I also like about their squad is that they're not old.
No.
They're not old,
Not
man.
at all. Not
Older
at all.
players, they're not young bucks, but they're not old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they could, like, you know what I'm saying, become a dynasty. It is a possibility.
And to be honest, like, if I'm thinking about it, like, they kind of are still on the rise as a player.
Yeah.
Like, Murray was balling, but I still feel like he can get better.
No doubt.
Joker, same thing. Like, you feel like he can get better, but he's still balling. So it's kind of scary, man.
True.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, man. No doubt. Then we got out on the East, man. I still believe the West is stronger, and the West is going to win the chip, man.
I agree.
But on the East, we still got, Giannis and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Philly. Philly and James Harden.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? James Harden.
What's happening with the situation?
James Harden is saying that Daryl Morey's a liar. He publicly said it. Daryl Morey's a
He's saying there's
liar.
no fixing the situation
There's
at this
no
point,
fixing.
right?
He's a liar and he never wants to play for him again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now James Harden is about to be out. So I don't know what Philly can get to kind of balance that out. But to me, I don't think Philly's going to be a contender this upcoming year.
Okay.
Boston might still be one.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, because Dame Dollar is going to end up going to Miami.
Right?
I believe so.
Right.
Like, there's no other alternative. So
Yeah.
Miami might be a contender.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see. But what do you think about the whole James Harden situation? Because he's been moving from team to team, man. Like, what's up?
I mean, my honest opinion is I'm not a huge fan. I'm just not a huge fan at this point. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great scorer. I think he is James Harden. He's a household name, right?
Yeah.
But I get a little bit, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of guys jumping from team to team. And then it can't be something wrong with Houston and something wrong with Philly. At some point, something wrong with Brooklyn. It's like, at some point, it's like, we got a common denominator and maybe we need to address that. But,
I believe,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm not a huge fan of James Harden as a basketball player either. I'm generally not a big fan of guys who don't play defense. But we have to, give credit where it's due. He's an amazing scorer. But, I kind of feel like, everybody, a lot of people talk about that, like, it's a new era, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like, the players are kind of dictating where they're going.
Right.
And I myself, I'm actually kind of a fan too of a player sticking to a team. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I understand that as a business, I know, but from experience, I never played at that highest level, but I played pro ball, and I know from experience that these teams, they don't give a fuck about you, man.
Yeah.
You're completely disposable. Yeah. So now that the players are the ones being like making it so that the teams are disposable, now everybody's like, oh my God, these guys are not loyal, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the teams have been doing that for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have to be on the player's side almost always until something else happens. Until I find out more info. But
that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like the teams will, like you'll hear the stories of most guys that be like, yo, I found out I was getting traded when I was like, I had just bought a house. I was going to practice. I was on a hurt shoulder and I was still going hard for them. And then I found out when I was outside with one of my boys hit me up and he told me I was traded. I didn't even know. He seen it on yet. Like these teams, they be.
It's similar to like corporate America in that sense, right? Like where you can be super loyal,
it is
working hard,
America.
right? You can be working very hard for them, and then next thing you know, like you come in on a Friday and they're like, "Hey, you got to go back home." So that's
so I'm not mad at the players now. This kind of quote unquote player empowerment, type thing. I'm not mad at it, but I did want to touch on the Mavs real quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just because we're looking at a fresh Kyrie and a fresh Luka who's looking good. Is going to be coming off of a World Cup, and he's slimmed down. What do you think about the Mavs? You think Kyrie and Luka can work together?
Yeah, I think Kyrie is like in that CP3 where like they're pros. They can adapt their game. Like I think one thing, like us as the public, we don't give them a lot of credit for. It's like these are professional basketball players. They can adapt their game, and Kyrie is the top of that tier, right? So I think that he'll adapt. I think at the end of the day, it's still Luka's team.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
And I think as long as he understands that and he fits himself into Luka's team, they could be scary, bro. No doubt. They could be real scary. Yeah,
I think so too. I think if they get the right cast around them, they can do some damage for sure, man. Because both of those players are unstoppable. Yeah, they're both unstoppable. So anytime you need a bucket, you already know where to go. Yeah, if you get some real fierce defenders around you, couple great shooters, little inside presence. Yeah, hey, they could do some real damage.
Let me ask you this: what about we got a last second shot? Who gets the ball in that scenario?
I think, like you said, it's Luka's squad, but I don't know if you saw last season, I believe, when KD and Kyrie were still both on on the Brooklyn Nets,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And they coach. It was like a last shot situation, and the coach was like, "Listen," he drew up something for KD. Drew up something for KD. Boom, boom, boom. And KD was like, "Hold on, no. Give it to Kyrie. He'll be better in that spot. Give it to Kyrie in that spot." Boom, boom. So they drew it up for Kyrie, and Kyrie won the game. Game winner. Boom.
Okay.
And so, you know what I mean? That's super greatness from KD to recognize that in that point, even though I may be the man, but in that I believe that Kyrie can actually hit that shot right now better than me. That's greatness. And Kyrie actually, that's kind of like similar to how when Mike found Steve Kerr at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's just greatness.
That is greatness.
So if Luka, like we said, it's Luka's team. He's been in Dallas, that's his squad. But if he can have that kind of maturity that in certain moments he can be like, okay, last shot, but let's let Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? If they can do that, that's how they're gonna be great. But I don't know. I think either one could take the last shot. You know what I'm saying? Either one.
Yeah.
They're both great finishers. They're both, you know, I don't know. What do you think? What would you give it to?
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with you. Like, I think it'll be team specific, scenario specific. I think you got either or. But if Luka can understand, I mean, listen, if you need to get to the bucket, I mean, Kyrie is your dude, bro. Like, I mean, come on. So yeah, I think it's I think they're pros. I think the maturity is there with Luka. I think he wants to win. I think Kyrie wants to win. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
no doubt, man, no doubt. And so speaking about Kyrie, man, I don't know if you saw, he signed a new deal with Anta.
Okay.
Anta is a sports brand from China.
Okay, put me on.
You know, yeah. He Kyrie, he had some issues with Nike. You know, they were trying to, separate from him. He was trying to separate from them. They had issues.
Okay.
Mainly because Kyrie was somewhat outspoken, this and that last season, and Nike was kind of having a problem with that. And so towards the end of the season, Kyrie was like their deal was done, and Kyrie was covering up his kicks. He was covering up his sneakers.
Okay.
He was covering up the Nike sign.
I saw that. That's when he had like the kind of like the tassels around it or something like that.
He had that. He had other things. Sometimes he was writing messages like "Free my people," African liberation, all type of stuff. Okay. Which I thought was really dope. But so he's done with Nike. So this summer he just signed with Anta.
Okay.
Now, Anta is a brand. I believe they have a couple NBA players. I believe Klay Thompson is with Anta.
Okay.
But my only problem with Kyrie with that signing is that he kind of also left Nike because he's kind of in an emancipation thing where he wants to get away from oppression. At least that's what he speaks about and all that. And Nike with sweatshops and this and that, he wasn't really down with that. But my problem with that is that Anta, a big time Chinese sport brand, I believe, I haven't done my research to be honest, but I believe it's a similar type of producing their sneakers and all that. It must be really similar to Nike. You know what I'm saying? Nike produces all their kicks, whether China, Indonesia, this and that, for super cheap. You know what I'm saying? With cheap labor, poor conditions, like a lot of big brands do. But I believe Anta is pretty much doing the same thing. A big time Chinese brand like that. So to me, it's not that big of a change. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know. I know that in his contract, I believe he has a lot more freedom to create with the brand. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot more creative freedom. He has a huge say. Like he's pretty much controlling. He's controlling a lot of things that he wasn't controlling at Nike, for sure. But as far as the other aspect that I was talking about, it's not that huge of a change. I don't believe. I might be wrong. But I'm not gonna lie. When the kicks come out, if they dope, I'll probably cop them to go hoop. You know what I'm saying? I saw the ones he's wearing right now. It's not his signature shoe. It's an Anta shoe that came out before he signed with them. Mm-hmm. They're not bad. They look straight. I do kind of like the Klay Thompson Antas, especially the high top joints, because I like to hoop in high tops. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see we'll see what they look like. I think it's a good move for him because he wanted to free himself from Nike. So it's still cool for him to be able to find another brand where he's happy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I was hoping he was gonna actually come up with his own brand where it was gonna be like super ethical. You know what I'm saying? Something like that where he was gonna make it like all vegan.
Maybe he's working towards it. Maybe he's still trying to build up his his name in that space and his connections in that space, and maybe he's working towards it,
Yeah, no doubt. because I think it's important for especially NBA players, because a lot of people look up to them to start, doing that, investing in things that are, eco-friendly and, vegan brands and things like that, especially Kyrie being plant-based, things like that. So if we had to right now, one last thing about the NBA, they're gonna have their first in-season tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're starting. They're starting
okay.
a new thing.
Okay.
They're starting a new thing where it's gonna be like an in-season tournament because they want to make it more exciting.
Okay.
They don't want players to take games off. So now you get an opportunity to win like a tournament, kind of like if we was in college.
Okay.
You know how
okay.
college you got these tournaments that are part of the regular season. So they're starting that in the league.
Okay.
And also because they want to make more bread, as always. It's gonna be like in Vegas.
Of course.
So what do you think about that, man?
I like that.
I like that too.
What's the specifics of it? Like what part of the year is it gonna be, and how they gonna?
I don't have the specifics, man.
I'm
not sure.
We'll look at that.
Yeah. We'll look that up. But I think it's a good idea. I think it is gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm. Anything that's encouraging competition, I'm all for it.
No doubt.
All for it.
Yeah. I think that's a good move for them. That's a good look. I think it's gonna bring a little bit of excitement throughout the regular season, because in the NBA season, the regular season is long, man. That's a lot of games.
I mean, I talk to people all the time, and they say like around All-Star time they tune in. From All-Star on they tune in. But
that's what they're trying to. It's only like crazy hoop heads like myself who got the league pass, who pretty much watch games throughout the season. But a lot of people are just like, it's not real basketball till like after the All-Star break.
Exactly.
So they kind of trying to change that. Where they, where it gets exciting with tournaments and that. So it's a good idea.
I like it. Yeah.
We'll see how the players react. We'll see how it goes. I think it's also something that has to grow, because I believe at first, a lot of at least the vets, gonna be like, man, I don't care about that regular season tournament.
Right.
That regular ass season tournament, we can get that trophy done.
Right.
I'm trying to get that chip. But I think with time, if the competition starts building, then they're gonna be like, dudes start bragging about the in-season tournament, this and that, and then people want to get.
That's what I hope. I hope that.
So it's something that could grow, I guess. So so with that being said, we spoke about a couple squads. Let's do championship predictions, man. Early before the season starts, man. Before the season starts. Some people still believe in the Lakers, man. They think LeBron. They think LeBron can still come back and win one, dog.
Okay. I mean, any team that has LeBron on it can always win. That's what I say.
What do you think? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with.
Give me finals. Give me finals and champion.
Finals. Okay.
Give me finals and champion.
Finals. I'm gonna put. I'm still gonna put Miami there. And I'm going to put, I got to rock with them. I'm going to put the Suns, because that's my squad. So I got to rock with the Suns, but it's a tough. I will put Golden State as a close second, but I'm going to go Phoenix versus Miami, NBA Finals, and I'm going to put Phoenix on top. And let's do like 6 games.
So Phoenix beats Miami in 6?
Yeah. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with D-Book, going to get a championship.
Okay.
So we're going with D-Book, get a championship for me.
For sure. That sounds good, man. That sounds good. I'm going to go Warriors beat Miami.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to go Warriors beat Miami in 6. Also, I'm going to go in 6.
Okay.
And I think, I hate Miami. I don't like Miami, but being honest with myself, if or when I believe Damian Lillard goes there, they're going to be good, man.
But you're not a Butler fan,
They're going to be very good. Who?
Jimmy Butler.
Nah.
No?
Nah, man.
That's my guy. Okay, fair. That's fair.
Nah.
But you are a Lillard fan.
Yeah, I like Lillard.
So it kind of changes the...
I like them. Nah, it's not going to change because I'm a Knicks fan, man. And the Knicks-Heat rivalry has been going on for years. It's not, whoever goes to Miami, I'm not rocking.
Okay.
But being honest, I believe they're going to be very good. And I believe they're going to go to the chip and face...
Okay.
I'm going with the Warriors, man. And hopefully CP3 can get his championship.
Okay.
And...
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
And I'd love to see Steph and Clay and Draymond get another one. That'd be kind of dope. I think.
We start putting Steph in that GOAT conversation.
That's right.
Those of you who aren't putting Steph in the GOAT conversation yet.
Yeah.
Be focused.
I think he needs to be in there already.
Be focused.
You know what I'm saying?
Be focused.
Steph, man, the way he has impacted the game, man.
Yeah.
There's very few players have impacted the game the way Steph has. You know what I'm saying? You can count them on one hand.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That have
that's real.
You know what I'm saying? That
that's
impacted
real.
the game of basketball that way.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so that's that, man. I want to talk about being that we are in France, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, basketball here in France is good, you know what I'm saying? The league is good and all that. But right now, the best team is Monaco. In the first league, you got Monaco. And they made some serious moves this summer. They signed Kemba Walker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So this past season, Monaco, they won the French championship. They won the A-League championship.
Okay.
And they also went far in the Euro League. For those of you who don't know, the Euro League is the second best league in the world next to the NBA. And it is like the best ball clubs from around Europe, basically. And so Monaco, they lost, I believe, in semifinals in the Euro League. But they had a great squad. They actually had Mike James, you know, and KD actually came to see him a couple of times. I think KD and Mike James are boys.
Okay.
So he came to see him. But now they got Mike James and Kemba Walker teaming up, yo.
Man.
So Monaco is looking good, and I'm looking forward to watching their games. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be good. I hope they can win that Euro League championship. But yeah, what do you think about Kemba Walker and Mike James, man?
Yeah, I like that. I like, first of all, I mean, we talked about this a couple of days ago, but I think Kemba should be on the NBA team. That's my opinion. I don't understand why he's not. But anyway, I hope the best for him in Monaco, and I think that they're going to be beasts. I think it only makes that team better.
They're going to be good, man. But I want to get back to what you were talking about real quick. You know, Kemba not being on the team, man. This is one thing. This kind of goes back to what we're talking about the league just being ruthless about the players, man.
Right.
You know, because it's kind of like, you know, you got players like him, you got players like Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, little Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
They discriminate against small guards.
Yeah.
For sure. Like dudes that when they come in, they be killing guys. You know what I'm saying? They're better than a lot of guys who are on rosters.
Exactly.
You know, Isaiah Thomas and Kemba Walker are better than a lot of guys who are on NBA rosters right now.
Clearly better too.
Yeah, clearly better. But I understand that it's also about fit. I understand that too. It's not always about who's the best player. It's sometimes about what you need to fit into your squad in order to be good. I understand that. But even more than that, it's all politics, man.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even more than fit and all that, it's all about politics. Let's all be honest.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is also why, you know, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, you know, being blackballed from the league a few years ago. But I want to get into that in a little bit later on. But yeah, another thing that I have been noticing also is the way the NBA has become a younger league. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad, but I always believe that vets are important. You know what I'm saying? And a good example of that is what kind of happened with John Morant. You know what I'm saying? A young player like that, I believe if he would have had a good experienced vet on his squad to guide him, he might have not gone into that stupid shit that he went into. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes it's hard for these players, man. They're young. They're coming into the league. You know, they're going from nothing to a lot real fast. And you know what I'm saying? Some people don't understand that, and they judge them fast and easy. But you know, it's tough. And vets are important. Vets are really important, not just to win championships. That's been obvious. It's been proved that vets are extremely important to win chips, but also for just keeping your players in line, man. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your players in line. So now a lot of vets, like, look, Melo just retired. One of the greatest of all time, top 10 greatest scorers of all time. He wasn't trying to retire. He was still trying to get on the roster. He was working out at the beginning of the season. He had to retire. Jamal Crawford retired just a tad bit too early. These are vets that could still help a team, get a couple minutes, help a team, and also really get guys right on the squad because they have so much knowledge of the game and all that. But the NBA has kind of chosen to go a younger direction, and they're not really signing these vets. I believe I'm not really a fan of that. I believe you should give vets respect and let them retire kind of on their own term, especially when they're as great as, you know, Jamal Crawford, Carmelo Anthony, these type of guys that have given so much to the league, that have made the league more exciting and more popular. You know what I'm saying? They've given so much to the league, and now their career are kind of being, quote unquote, cut short. You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
But let me ask you, like, do you think, like what makes it, like, look at a guy like CP3. How has he been able to kind of surpass that? Because he is a small guard. He is a vet. So technically he should fall into that category of someone who would get disposed of, let's say.
Yeah.
But why do you think maybe that hasn't happened to a person?
To
like
be
him?
honest, in my opinion, it's nothing against CP3. I like him as a player, but I think, like I said, it's politics.
Okay.
I think he's been quote unquote doing all the right things. Like he was president of the players union, but he's kind of like, you know, they view him as like kind of like another one of the poster dudes. Like they're not gonna cut LeBron short. They're not gonna cut CP3, D Wade.
Okay.
Those kind of dudes, they're not gonna cut him short. But maybe they don't like when, you know, maybe they don't like when Melo goes a little too far with the activism.
Okay.
They don't like it when Melo goes a little too far with the activism. Maybe they don't like it when, you know, Iverson didn't go out on his terms.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Iverson, we know a few times they try to, you know, they do a bunch of things because, quote unquote, they're like, nah, his image is not the one we want.
Right.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of it is politics.
Okay,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Okay. So you feel like CP3 is more of a quote unquote like polished face of the league type player that they want to kind of keep around.
No doubt.
Okay,
No doubt.
that makes sense. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna cut Chris
that makes
Paul's
sense.
career short, but you know. But yeah, either way, I'm looking forward to this. You know, upcoming NBA season should be a good one, entertaining and everything, for sure.
Okay.
But okay, so let's talk a little bit about the big three, man. Ice Cube.
Okay, let's do it.
Ice Cube's 3-on-3 basketball league. I don't want to get too much into the games and all that. In my opinion, it's a pretty exciting league.
Okay.
Like, I enjoy watching it. I started watching it mainly because Mahmoud Rauf was actually, you know, back hooping, and he was like in his 50s and killing, man, you know, and he's one of my favorite players of all time. But let's talk about Ice Cube. Ice Cube has kind of been on a podcast run, you know, talking about, you know, his league, and he's been talking about how the NBA is not supporting his league. You know what I'm saying? He's been saying that the NBA kind of views him as a competition, I guess, but he doesn't view himself as a competition.
Right.
Which makes sense because it's 3-on-3, it's all the dudes, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's not like guys are gonna be like, I'm not going to the league.
I think it's a different season even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
he plays after the league.
Yeah.
He plays during the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, the NBA he has been kind of, you know, he says it's been mainly through TV ads because that's how they make a lot of money.
Right.
And like, you know, dudes would be like, yo, listen, I gotta make sure, you know, the NBA is cool with this because I have a deal with the NBA, and then they won't call it back, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So yeah, man. So that's kind of crazy. What do you think about that, man?
I mean, like I listened to him on a couple interviews, and he was saying like, even like you said, like NBA players will reach out to him and say like, you know, I really love it, I watch it, but like I went to post something about it, and the NBA told me to remove the post. And I think that that's where it becomes kind of like a bully situation because it's like you got the NBA, and then you know you got lawyers reaching out to him and things like that. And I think, I mean, listen, in my opinion, if it wasn't Ice Cube, I think that they would allow it to happen. But because it's Ice Cube, I think that the NBA is giving him a hard time with it, you know? And I think that at first they kind of thought it was going to be like this playgroundish type. Yeah. But now it's really building up momentum, right? And good players are there. Like these same players that we're saying the NBA is letting go and throwing away, essentially, then they go there and they're performing at high levels. Yeah. So in that sense, it makes the NBA look bad. Because they're like, listen, why aren't these players like still playing in the NBA? Like we see them killing. We see them killing. So it kind of exposes it on multiple different lanes. And I think that if they're not able to monetize off of it, then I think that they want to shut it down, and I don't think that's right, man. I really don't think that's right. I think it's messed up because I think he is only doing it from a fan perspective and a pure perspective and a pure point of view, and I think they should allow that man to do. If anything, they should partner with it, and I think that would be the best for both. You know,
that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm the independent kind of dude. I'd rather him not partner, but he wanted to partner with the NBA. They didn't want to make it happen.
Yeah.
But I believe it's a good league because a lot of players who are done with the NBA, they're maybe still in a good shape and they still want to hoop. You know what I'm saying? They still want to play at a pretty high level, and this is some 3-on-3, but it's a pretty high level, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's still dope to see players out there that are very good players and, you know, hooping it up 3-on-3 with some exciting different rules and things. So, you know what I'm saying? I think the Big Three is a good thing, it's a good league, but yeah.
We'll see what happens with it. I think he'll still be successful because in the era where we can do these podcasts and you can speak freely. I think that the knowledge and the information gets out there the right way. And I think at the end of the day, the people will decide.
No doubt.
So if he has a good league, he has a good product, I think he'll succeed. And I'm hoping he does.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Mahmoud, man, because Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, like I said, you know, he was in Ice Cube's league. There was a documentary about him that came out not too long ago.
Okay.
Right? There was a documentary about his life. And it actually was on Showtime Basketball.
Okay.
And I got to see it. It was really a dope documentary, man, about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf's life. And it recently, I was going through, you know, I was on IG and I saw his page and he was talking about how his documentary has been removed. It's been removed from the platform.
Okay.
Right? So basically the blackballing continues. You know, for those of you who don't know, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf was a NBA player who was an amazing baller. He was very, very good. He could have been one of the greatest. He got blackballed from the league. He chose not to stand for the national anthem, and eventually that got to the media, and then they tried to force him to stand, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna stand. I don't believe in what the United States flag stands for, so I don't want to stand. I'm not gonna stand." So he ended up getting blackballed from the league, basically. So recently, yeah, he was back. So he ended up, you know, just doing his thing, training players, this and that for a living, and then recently he was back. Playing in the Big Three, and then so he did this documentary about his life and his story and how everything went down. Man, there was an interesting thing that I didn't know. I did know about him getting blackballed and everything, but in like 2001, he had bought a house and some land, he had bought some land and he built his house, and his house got burned down by the KKK, man. Some wild stuff got burned down by the KKK. You know, they tagged KKK all over and everything, like, you know. That was that, but then now his documentary comes out, you know, and the NBA has never publicly said, like, listen, we're sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? We messed up your career.
Right.
This is a known fact. Everybody knows it. Everybody talks about it. But the NBA has never come out like, you know, today's commissioner should at least come out and be like, listen, we did Mahmoud wrong. They've never done that. So, but recently his documentary got taken off air, right? So again, we don't know what, how, who exactly.
Right.
But it was on Showtime Basketball. Showtime Basketball is pretty dope. I mean, they have some good shows. They have Steven Jackson's podcast with Matt Barnes. You know, they have some good basketball shows. I believe they have KG's show. They have some good basketball stuff. So, but yeah, they had his documentary and it's gone now. So I don't know what happened really, but I hope it comes back to light. And he also had a book published not too long ago. It was called In the Blink of an Eye. And actually, it was published by Colin Kaepernick's publishing house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick now recently started his own, you know, Kaepernick Publishing.
Okay.
And so he's doing books about, you know, black liberation and things like that. And it's interesting, man. And he published Mahmoud Abdul Rauf's book. Because Mahmoud Abdul Rauf was basically kind of Kaepernick before Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the thing was that Mahmoud, at the time that he did it, he didn't have a movement backing him up. Like it was after the Black Panthers and all of that. And it was before the whole Black Lives Matters and all of that. So he was kind of like in the middle at a time where athletes weren't really speaking up. You know, you had Mike and Magic at the top. These dudes weren't speaking out about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he was in the NBA at that time, you know, and he was kind of trying to speak his mind out a little bit, and it was a wrap for him. But so anyway, much respect to Mahmoud and to Colin Kaepernick as well, you know, and Kaepernick recently he didn't try to, he put out a book about Mahmoud's life, which I thought is pretty dope. But man, Kaepernick's situation, man, what do you think about Cap, man? Because I know Cap, man. By the way, Cap is a vegan as well. Shout out to Cap. Okay. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Cap is a vegan, man. He's
vegan. Okay.
And I know he's been staying in shape, man. He's been staying in great shape. He's been saying he's working out 5 times a week for years. I don't know. What's the last season he played? It was like 7 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
5, 6 years ago. I don't know. But he's still in shape. He still loves the game of football. He's still a great player. He could definitely help out a franchise. And yeah, there's no way to be signed anywhere, man. What do you think about that situation?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I feel like at the end of the day, if you are able to play, especially if you're like one of the top tier players, that you can still make the roster. I feel like there should be no bias like sports. Like that's why I love sports in the first place when I got into it, because I felt like there was a lack of bias, and it seems like as you get higher and higher and higher up, it seems like they're starting to become more and more biased. And listen, if he's a better player than the next player, let the man play.
Right.
And that's how I look at it, you know.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. I agree with you, man. But unfortunately, there's a lot of politics. Because these leagues, man, the truth is, same NBA and NFL, they are corporations. Like you were saying, it is corporate America, basically.
Right.
So it's a lot of politics, and they bring in too much money, and, you know, so the people backing them, the people put in the money, they have certain politics, which are usually right-wing politics. And so, you know, they try to do what they try to do. But yeah, man, like I said, much respect to Colin Kaepernick, respect to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. And I know Mahmoud Abdul Rauf is still going in this fight, meaning that, you know, I know he's been supporting political prisoners and things like that, which is something that, you know, doesn't fly with corporate America, obviously. You know, these are like prisoners of war, people who have been fighting for human rights and for black liberation and all that. But, you know, Mahmoud is still speaking out, and I respect that a lot, man. So shout out to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. I know Colin has his camp. It's called Know Your Rights, you know, and he helps children out to know their rights as far as, you know, police and all of that, what's going on, like how to react when police stops you and all these kinds of things. Yeah, that's really dope, man. So he's been doing that for a while, Colin Kaepernick. So respect to the both of them, and I wish him good, man. So yeah, man, anything else you wanted to touch real quick, man?
No, man, no. I think, that was great, man. That was a great one. I'm excited that we're able to get together and do it live. That's dope.
No doubt, man. This is a good one for, you know, a special edition, Vital Hoops special edition, brought to you by Train for Greatness. You know what I mean? Listen, go in the description. Definitely follow my brother Pierre Jacobs at Train for Greatness. You know what I'm saying? Definitely follow Vital Hoops Podcast on IG as well. Check us out on, you know, all the platforms. Go to VitalHoops.net. Please hit us up, VitalHoopsPodcast@gmail.com, if you have any, you know, questions, criticism, whatever, you know, any suggestions for the upcoming shows. That would be great. And please like, share, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. If you're listening, I suggest you go check it out on YouTube, because we, you know what I'm saying, we got this nice little setup going on.
Nice setup,
And no doubt, I appreciate you. Please keep on supporting the Vital Hoops Podcast. You know what I'm saying? We are a people's podcast, so we appreciate your support. Vital Hoops is for the culture. PXB, we out. Peace.